Another beautiful day on a beautiful planet. More green plumbing systems designer info. Let's see what lead points we can get with rainwater. Normally, rainwater is what comes from the roof, and what we call stormwater is what comes from parking lots and other paved surfaces. Rainwater is more benign than stormwater, and it requires less treatment and can be used for more things, like maybe even potable water. People drink it. We do it all the time. Rainwater detention is required by many jurisdictions. So we are required to capture it, to control and retard the release rate into the sewer systems. These systems are overloaded and they can't process the stormwater entering the system during times of significant rain events. So a major part of the rainwater reclamation system is already part of almost every project. You already have to capture the water, so that covers the tank side, and that is one of the biggest expenses and biggest concerns because it takes space. We're already required to capture the rain. Now we just need to clean it up a little bit and use it for something positive for a change. Can't you say something positive for a change? We can. So take a look at this map. The dots represent cities with combined sewer systems. We see them concentrated mostly in the Northeast and the Midwest, also in the Northwest, and a few here and there outside of those areas. This is a nice graphic that illustrates what happens in the two top picks. We have a combined sewer. In the bottom picks, we see separate sewers. And when it was dry, everything's fine everywhere. We're all happy. But when it rains, look out. Raw sewage is dumped into our waterways in the combined sewer systems. And we drink this, stuff. We drink this stuff. Is that a problem? Well, this could be a real threat. People get sick or could even die from this. Obviously, treatment plants should be cleaning up enough so that it's pretty safe to drink from the tap. But swimming in it could be an issue. There, etc. So, why do we have this? Part of it is the increased impermeable surfaces and other architectural features due to increased construction from growing population density and a result of urban sprawl. It's inevitable. Can't stop it. We can help reduce this effect, however, with some green roofs, or maybe some permeable paving materials, some stormwater detention, and other innovative approaches. This is an example of a green roof system. It's a nice detail, and it shows a lot of the potential components, but they're all not necessarily like this. Um, Note that goats are not required for a green roof, but they can be fun. And permeable pavers are pretty amazing. Look at this picture in the lower right hand corner of the screen. It looks like a charcoal rice cake or something, but the water goes right through it. And it could support vehicles, etc., and still lets the water go right through it. So why don't we use it? I don't know. That's to me. Maybe this is a little too far, too much, maybe, but it's cool. So it's true. Rainwater reuse can actually help to earn more than one lead credit. It can help with water use reduction as well as the innovative wastewater credit and also storm management credits. It may also be used for innovation in design. This water may be used for irrigation, toilet flushing, cooling towers, etc. Now, it depends on what we do with it, but rainwater is an excellent source of water. May need to employ various filtration methods depending on the final use of our water. Definitely something that can be managed. There are a few things to know, and we are going to need some kind of treatment of some kind. It would be great if the tanks could be elevated, but that's not usually the case. So we have to live with what we can get. Of course, static head increases with height. You know that. If we have buildings that are high enough to require multiple water pressure zones, we might be able to implement some multiple tanks at varying levels. We may even be able to cascade down from the roof from one tank to the other as with all aspects of design, we must customize our approach relative to each individual project. Not all projects are going to be able to use that. And some have done it. No, you do not get points for trees growing out of your drains. This is not a green roof, and no matter how cool your shoes are, you're not going to get any points for that. But they are cool shoes. Give you that. So 20% reduction in water use is a prerequisite, and it gets 0 points. But you need to get that to get any lead rating of any kind. Reduce potable water for landscaping by 50% and you get 2 points. So we want to limit or eliminate the use of potable water for landscape irrigation by using captured rainwater, recycled wastewater, groundwater, or some other means. Or it could have something to do with our plantings. Use only captured rainwater, recycled rainwater, or recycled gray water for site irrigation, or eliminate the need for irrigation altogether, and we get 2 more points. So there's 4 points that we can get just from irrigation or the lack of irrigation from domestic water, potable water sources. If we can reduce water use by 30% to 40%, we can maximize water efficiency within the building to reduce the burden on municipal water supply and wastewater systems. This is huge, and we overlook it all the time. This is the embedded power and water resources that are within the infrastructure of the municipalities. So if we're using less water in our building, that's less water that has to be produced or captured and purified and transported to our building. And the same with the waste. We can use alternative on-site sources of water such as rainwater, stormwater, and gray water for non-potable applications such as toilet flushing and urinal flushings, and we can get 2 to 4 more points. Notice that some points overlap. And that's a good thing. Innovative wastewater technologies offers 2 points. If we reduce generation of wastewater and potable water demand, and at the same time we are increasing the local aquifer recharge. We could do this by using captured rainwater, recycled gray water to flush toilets and urinals, or we could treat 50% of wastewater on site to tertiary standards. Or we could do all those things and we get even more points. And there's some other points we could get. Like, for instance, we can also qualify for innovation design credits. It could be 1 or 1.5 points. That's projects that result in exceptional performance above the requirements set by LEED. And we have regional credits. There are 6 for every region, but we can claim up to 4 of the 6. You can't claim 6, but you can get up to 4. Regional credits vary based on the particular conditions of the geographical location of the project and other scenarios. You can check it by using the zip code and to see what your credits are. It's usually something to do with stormwater and things like that. Stormwater design, quality or quantity control, SS credit 6.1 is 1 point. Reduce impervious cover, increase on-site infiltration, reduce pollution from stormwater runoff by eliminating contaminants. So the systems that we've been talking about can do these things. And then we have 6.2 is quality control. If we have stormwater treatment systems designed to remove 80% of the average annual post-development total suspended solids using rainwater recycling, or vegetated roofs and swales, or pervious pavement. Then there's another one that you may have not thought of. Let's look a little bit more closely at these stormwater strategies. The intent of this credit is to limit the disruption of natural hydrology by reducing impervious cover, increasing on-site infiltration, reducing or eliminating pollution from stormwater runoff, and eliminating contaminants. C6.1 is about reducing quantity of runoff. We have 2 basic scenarios depending on whether we have less than or more than 50% existing imperviousness. We have a couple of options to get this point. To reduce the impervious surfaces. The conveyance system, pre-treatment, pressurization, etc. Sorry about that. Let's look at some master site development considerations. Discharge site runoff into the master system, and we also need to look at an off-site stormwater management system designed to manage runoff from the project site that can contribute. And an off-site system must meet LEED requirements for all drainage areas that it serves. So here we have some calculations that can help with that evaluation. 6.1 exemplary performance. There's only 1 point available for SSC6. Project teams may apply for this credit by documenting a comprehensive approach to capture and to treat stormwater runoff and demonstrating performance above and beyond the credit requirements. Another point. 6.2 is quality control. We need to limit the disruption of natural flows. You can see the results of it in some of these pictures. We need to implement a stormwater management plan that reduces impervious cover, promotes filtration and captures. It treats the stormwater runoff from 90% of the average annual rainfall using acceptable best management practices. They're also called BMPs. BMPs used to treat runoff could kill an ecosystem. Rainwater harvesting and stormwater harvesting can help to prevent runoff. save lives, even if they're fish lives. 6.2 has some different alternatives that we could do. Like for non-structured measures, we could use preferred measures are less expensive to construct and maintain and help recharge groundwater supplies. We could use rain gardens, vegetated swales, and pervious pavement, etc. Stormwater filters naturally into the soil, and most pollutants are broken down by the microorganisms. If we use structural measures, then the rainwater cisterns, manhole treatment devices, and ponds would be part of the project. Water may be used for irrigation or flushing fixtures in the building, and if it's preferred on the urban or constrained sites to make it possible to effectively clean the runoff. Again, there's only one exemplary performance credit achieved under SSC 6. Project teams may apply for the credit for documenting a comprehensive approach to capture, treat stormwater runoff and demonstrating performance above and beyond credit requirements. It requires documenting a comprehensive approach to capture and treat stormwater runoff and demonstrating performance above and beyond the credit requirements. So if you go above and beyond, you can get some extra bonus points. These stormwater efforts can have far-reaching dynamic influences on other things, including the potential reduction of flooding in the area. LEED version 4, or V4 as we like to call it, now also has credits for cooling towers. That's great. That's some more useful stuff we can do with rainwater and other water reclamation, and it serves a purpose, and we can actually get points for it. So that's it for this presentation. Thank you for listening and viewing, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.